Hi friends. See, logistics per se in India has been growing leaps and bounds in the last couple of years, and has been the area of focus not only by the community but the entire government. And there has been a lot of developments which has been happening all across. Uh, as we all know, logistics today is 20 $220 billion industry, and surprisingly, fortunately, it's been growing at 13.5% instead of 10.5%, which was in the last 5 years. So there has been a huge development as far as the logistic industry is concerned, and we foresee a lot of opportunities and growth in the coming years as far as India is concerned. And with the government's focus on becoming the third largest economy in the world, trying to become the third largest economy in the world, the kind of efforts and the focus which the government and the ministry is having, there seems to be a great opportunity for everyone. So let's focus on the emerging trends in 2023. This year is going to be very crucial for the reason that COVID was there, and the pandemic had affected the entire industry. Logistic per se had to see a sea change in terms of various planning and strategies. So 2023 happens to be a crucial year where probably logistics should be going to the next level of next level, and probably companies who have to focus on logistics, because there is a sea change in the entire gamut of work. One of the foremost changes which we see, the emerging trends is there is an increased adoption of automation and robotics. Automation and robotics now is not a new trend, as we all know that it has been happening for the last couple of years, but somehow it has to catch a bigger pace as far as India is concerned. The most of the companies have realized this, and they are working on it. Let me give you some examples of global companies which are already using automation and robotics in a big way. Amazon happens to be one. Amazon is using robots to handle the inventory, handle the movement, and handle the inventory. Drones are being utilized for last mile delivery. DHL is now come up with automated guided vehicles to improve their logistic operations. UPS has come out with automated sorting systems in vehicles. FedEx is already started using drones and delivery robots for higher efficiency. Alibaba, as we all know, has been a very large logistic operations, and they use robots to sort the parcels, and they use automation in delivery vehicles. Then you have a large company called Ocado, which is a UK based grocer, which has automated the entire warehouse. So globally, the automation and robotics is playing a very, very big role with most of the logistic companies, or wherever there is a big logistics involved. And so is India. India is catching up pace, and you find a lot of companies getting into this. The next important trend, which is very, very important, and which most of the companies have realized, and they have started doing working on it, is artificial intelligence and machine learning. So artificial and intelligence and machine learning has been very, very helpful for most of the companies who have started on this, on predictive analysis, demand forecasting, route optimization, identifying patterns and other things. So logistics per se is no more a manual process, having a laid out process. It is more to do with technology, and unless and until you have a tech enabled logistic operations, it is not going to give you the kind of efficiency or reduction in cost which is required to survive and grow in this world. Most again, I'll give you some examples where the companies globally who are using the AI and machine learning for their operations. Walmart happens to be one. Walmart uses this for optimizing the delivery routes, reducing the fuel consumptions, managing the inventory. FedEx uses it for optimizing the delivery routes. So is XPO Logistics. DB Shankar, which is again a big name in the freight forwarding and logistic industry, uses this for warehouse operations and the inventory control. You have DHL, which uses it for warehouse management, reducing delivery times. UPS, an American company, which uses this for predictive analysis, package tracking. And then you have Maersk, a shipping company, which uses this for cargo tracking and reducing delays. So overall, what I mean to say is AI and ML is in. The more delay any Indian company does is not good for them. The better it is that they get into this as fast as possible. 2023 is the right year for you to probably get into it if you are not got into it, and it is the right year for companies who have started working on this and implementing this, take it to the next level, because ultimately the game is technology. Either it is AI or ML or automation or robotics, and if we do not do this, we'll be lagging behind, right? So this automation and robotics, AI and machine learning are two very, very important trends which is going to continue in 2023 as far as logistic operations is concerned. Let me get to the third point. I think this came into play much more near the pandemic, and because it's very important that the logistic companies, or wherever the logistics are involved, there has to be an increased focus on sustainability, because increased focus on sustainability has become very, very important all across the world, much more to help in the environmental impact. So this has become very, very top priority for logistics companies in 2023, right? Few examples. Let me give you some Indian examples. I guess the companies who are already into focusing on sustainability and doing a good job there is probably companies like Tata Motors. They have sustainable transport solutions. Infosys, an IT company which focuses on several sustainable initiatives like carbon emissions, energy efficient measures in their data centers and warehouses. Wipro again uses for reducing the environmental impact. ITC, again a big company which is into multiple businesses, uses this for carbon emissions and energy efficient measures. Mahindra has developed electric vehicles, so is Tata Motors, right? And HUL, again an FMCG company which is effectively working on sustainability and have a good team, probably focusing on reducing the carbon emissions, getting into more and more energy efficient measures. And last but not the least is Adani Green. Adani Green has been promoting clean energy all across in India. They have been developing solar and energy products, wind energy projects all across the country. So sustainability is not more a new thing for logistics, I can say. And companies are trying to improve their logistics. Companies are trying to make an impact on the environmental thing for better living. Focus on sustainability is very, very important. The fourth emerging trend, which we can easily see in the last couple of years, is more and more companies have been coming into India on the last mile, have been focusing on the last mile operations, last mile delivery, right? Because it is no more one of the process. It is to give a better customer focus, to ensure the customer centricity in terms of service is there. We are able to be near to the customer, faster to the customer. Last mile delivery has become a very important point where most of the companies have been working, and there have been a lot of logistic startups which has come into this. Companies like Zomato, Swiggy, Shadowfax, uh, Delivery, Big Basket, Amazon, Flipkart. These companies have been focusing on last mile operations. So last mile delivery is one of the most emerging trends, which is important for everyone to focus if they have not started doing that. One of the another important technology which I missed in the earlier points is which is very important and is probably gaining momentum in India, is the blockchain technology. Blockchain adds a lot of value to the logistics operations, and globally, many of the companies have started working on it. Blockchain has been started catching pace, not only probably in the logistics operation, but in the other segments like for the financial segment, business, and the other parts of the business. So let me stick to logistics operations. Companies like Walmart, they use blockchain effectively. They use it to increase the traceability, to reduce the timings. Merck's has come out with a platform called Trade Lens, which is into tracking of each and every cargo which they pick up for the ocean freight. FedEx uses it for tracking, reducing the disputes. UPS uses for the same, and DHL uses for reducing the frauds. DHL has come out with a platform called DHL Supply Chain Traceability, which helps them to do a better tracking for the shipments. So blockchain is another technology which has become a part of logistic operations, and it will continue to emerge stronger and better in 2023. So as till now I have spoken about automation and robotics, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, how important it is. I have spoken about sustainability. I have spoken about last mile delivery focus. I have spoken about blockchain. So these are a few emerging trends. However, we can't ignore two more important trends before we come to an end of this discussion. Customer experience has not been, is no more one of the things which is important, but it has become the most important things as far as most of the companies is concerned, because the more enhanced customer experience you have through the help of the logistic operations is what is going to gain customers, gain moments of truth, good moments of truth, and probably repeat business. So most of the companies have realized logistics is no more just one department in the entire company, but it is one of the most important departments in the companies, and that is how it has been gaining recognition all across. So many of the companies have been trying to work on the customer experience part, where to enhance the customer experience through increased visibility, give them real-time tracking, give them options to track themselves, either it is on a mobile or it is laptop, and also get flexibility into the system. Earlier, whatever operations any company used to have, that is what I know in India at least, that it was a fixed operations and a fixed kind of customer experience which people used to get. Now the entire logistic operations has been designed in such a manner in many of the companies where they can give flexible timings to enhance the customer experience, which is very, very important. And that's how customers have been sticking to companies and being loyal to companies for the business. Emphasis on customer experience is one important trend which will continue to happen in 2023. The last but not the least is the trend which will continue and has been continuing for the last probably 2 decades, is the growth of e-commerce and retail industry. The e-commerce industry, which started in 2009 in India and probably gained momentum in 2011, has been growing every year, and you have found mushroom of companies coming into this, mushroom of companies getting closed, and probably the good ones sustaining the business and growing multifold, and Amazon making a name today in Indian market. So e-commerce has become a lifestyle probably for most of the population, and it's no more just a requirement. It is a lifestyle requirement. The Indian e-commerce industry, which is today a 30 billion industry, it was a 30 billion industry in 2019, is poised to reach $99 billion in 2024. So you can see the kind of growth which is there in the e-commerce industry. The more the e-commerce industry grows, the more the logistic operations, the more the innovations, the more the technology. And if the technology is not in place, like I spoke about automation and robotics, AI and ML, blockchain, things will become difficult. Online retail sales, this has been growing. 2019, I remember it was $29 billion industry. Today we can easily see by the next year or by end of this year it will be $65 billion. Imagine the kind of growth which is coming in India. There has been an increased adoption in the omni-channel presence. Earlier, there were very few companies who were on the omni-channel presence, and in 2018, it was around 21%. Today, it is around 45%. It's more than doubled. There is increasing e-commerce platforms are increasing day by day. The adoption of mobile commerce is increasing every day. So India, what I mean to say, the growth of e-commerce and the retail industry is bound to grow, will continue to grow. The logistic operations will continue to grow. So overall, we what we see is that the more the logistic operations grow, the more the economy grows, the more the technology is required, and the more the focus on sustainability is required, the more the focus on sustainability and the last mile operations is required, right? So overall, these are some emerging trends in 2023, but this doesn't stop. This will continue to grow, and there will be new emerging trends coming in. Maybe in the second half of 2023 we may see something new. Very, very importantly, most of the companies who have large logistic operations have realized that it is time to focus. These are the key areas to focus. And also, before I end up the discussion, very importantly, in the pandemic time, companies realized that there has to be an emphasis on supply chain resilience. Company can no more depend on single suppliers, no more depend on fixed logistic operations. It has to have multiple suppliers. It has to have flexibility in the logistic operations, so that if there is a scenario like COVID or any other pandemic per se, God forbid it should not happen to anywhere in the world, the logistics operations do not suffer. That's my take on the the emerging trends in 2023. The logistic industry is poised to grow and will continue to grow. The estimated CAGR of the logistic industry is about 13.5%, and let's all embrace these new trends and work on it to make this world a better tomorrow. Thank you.